And then when they came out with the ribbons, they had a correction underneath it. Yeah.
Hello. You said whatever around my story. I was going to tell you something I forgot to tell you. Last week we hit the lightning. So we had 5 days. When they were arrested before they
So all you had to do was put the right one in.
He wasn't presented. A lot of things I learned from that interview, so I knew before that it was and it turned out 5 minutes out of the I was clocked outside the house. So now we live in exact count. Internet work works. That's how I found that. She got close. I would have been at night. That's what she has. That's the thing, because I'm going to drain fluid. Yeah. I expected that, so she was in the
Yes.
I haven't spoken to her, so I don't know. Doesn't always make sense. I'm getting a little. I'm only 40.
Just type right here. Down. Not handed. That's Denise, right? Never know. Well, I was thrilled. It's been like 20 years since I've seen her. And she hasn't changed.
Yeah, I know.
Shabbat Shalom. Hi, I'm Donna Weiner. I'm the Sisterhood Co-President along with Barbara Grossman. Before we get started, please silence your cell phones. Tonight's service will be led by Rabbi Carla Friedman. Surprise. Addie Unterlach will be lighting the Shabbat candles. The Oneg will be sponsored by Freda and Ed Cohen in honor of their 60th wedding anniversary. Whoa. I couldn't even imagine. Oh, it scares me. Yes.
Talk to Joe Chef.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Couldn't imagine that either.
Yeah.
Yes. Are there any new members?
Why not?
Barry Schwartz, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Barry Schwartz, and I'm from Connecticut.
Well done.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, there are guests here tonight. Ooh. Yes, Dave, Fran, and Hannah Lazarus, son-in-law and daughter of Freda and Ed. And we have Andrew and Debbie Cohen, son and daughter-in-law of Freda and Ed. All righty, welcome everybody. Okay, we welcome you tonight and hope you enjoy the service.
Wait a minute,
Oh, wait, do we have somebody else?
There's more?
There's more?
What?
Yeah, I said Hannah. Yes.
Hi, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Did I miss anyone?
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
They know who's here.
They know who's here.
Yes.
All righty.
Are you done then?
I am finished for the time being.
Yes, exactly. Well, we are going to begin our Shabbat evening service as we do during the month of Elul, which precedes the High Holy Days. We begin with the sounding of the shofar. This is our version of what the what the Sephardim do. The Sephardim conclude their weekday morning services with the sounding of the shofar during the month of Elul. And since we don't have weekday morning services, we do this before we begin the Shabbat service properly. Now, Ed Birkin here, he is our Baal Tekiah. He is master of the horn. And I am the, is there a polite way to say how bad I am? I didn't think so either, no. I've also been called the Rosie Ruiz of shofar blowers. Do you remember Rosie Ruiz? No? Rosie Ruiz is the woman who ran the New York Marathon, and she took off brilliantly and took a slight detour, took a subway ride to where the end was, and came in early, but they caught her. So what I do is I come in a little, light, not on time. You ready? Ready. Okay. Better, yes. So that's because you play the bugle, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Rabbi, he has a right-handed one. You're using a left-handed.
Yes, this is probably true. This is probably true. Yeah.
Different kudu.
Yeah.
Definitely different kudu.
And she's a righty, so this is.
In this case, a wrongy.
You're using the left-handed one, so that's why you can't play it as long.
Well, I don't think it is accurate to say that I play this instrument. I don't think that works.
Definitely better than last week.
Well, I'm working on it. Wait till you hear that final Tekiah Gedola on Yom Kippur. Yeah, we can't keep them quiet in there. It's a terrible problem. Listen to them. They're still going. Well, Having done all of that, we're going to begin our service now, and I'm going to ask you to put your feet on the floor and your back against the chair, and take a moment and close your eyes, please, and take this opportunity to just sit still. Just sit still. And as you're sitting still, feel the air moving in and out of you. Sitting still, breathing steadily, thinking about coming into a new year. And our tradition says we enter the new year with a clean slate. So think about the privilege of being able to do that. You don't have last year's baggage or previous year's baggage. Think about entering the new year with a clean slate. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And open your eyes. Welcome back. We are going to begin the service this evening. We are using the book that looks like this. If you don't have a book that looks like this, you have the wrong book. This is the Elul prayer book, and we have large print and smaller copies, but it's the same book, whichever size you have. And we're going to begin on page 8. Does anybody need a book? Anybody got the wrong one? You got the wrong one? Yes, the things you need will be on the screen, and actually what we're going to do is we're going to begin with music. The text is on page 8. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai. Achat sha'alti. One thing have I asked of God. page 8, and the text is on the screen. Please read with me. Just one thing I have asked of God, only this do I seek, to dwell in God's house all the days of my life, to behold divine sweetness and beauty, and to gaze in delight at God's temple. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, ota avakesh. One thing I've asked of Adonai, and one thing I seek. And we're going to continue now with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. The text that we will have before the lighting is on the screen, page 11 in the book. Hi, and to you. It's right there.
Use that one.
Yeah.
I honor the gift of stillness and rest, a day devoted to peace. Peace within my soul. On this day I have everything I need. Peace with those around me. On this day I seek no quarrel or strife. Peace on earth and sky, green trees and quiet water. I give thanks that I am present in this world. I celebrate the miracle of existence, the breath within me, the beating of my heart, the love that blesses my life. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And to you. And we're going to continue with Kiddush, which is on page 12 in the prayer book, and you will see it on the screen as well. Please rise. And if you are joining us from home, we invite you to have a glass of wine ready to lift at this moment for Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemase v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila lemikrae kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat l'chaim. And we're going to continue now with Shalom Aleichem. The text is on page 20 in the prayer book. Please join in. Shalom Aleichem. Thinking about not sounding the shofar for the High Holy Days, but doing that with my talit instead. What do you think? Could I? Yeah, I think that would be different.
I got a big fan in the shed.
Oh.
Plenty of breeze.
Oh, good, good. Well, we'll have to have a few rehearsals for that. How do you know that this video was not recorded on Shabbat? How do you know that?
Because it wouldn't be recorded on Shabbat. We wouldn't have movies at the ball on Shabbat.
Right, legally not. But there's another clue. That's exactly right. They were wearing tefillin, and we don't wear tefillin on Shabbat. Okay, why? Tefillin are understood to be an adornment to make you more beautiful. You think that over, please. And we don't need that on Shabbat because Shabbat makes us more beautiful all by itself. Shabbat is beautiful all by itself. So we know that that was not recorded on Shabbat. We're going to continue now with Chatzi Kaddish, which is on page 24 in the prayer book and on the screen. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, B'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, uvizman kariv, v'imeru, Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'alam l'al me'al maya. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yitalev, v'yithalal, Shmei Dekudesha, b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'imeru. And that concludes the introductory section of the service. We are going to begin the service proper now with the call to worship. The Baruch Hu, please rise. It's on page 26 if you're looking in the prayer book. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. We continue on page 31 in the prayer book. The reading is on the screen. And this is a responsive reading. It says, if you find joy in Torah, you'll sit with the sages and drink their words, your soul refreshed like a tree by streams of water.
Wisdom will follow you all the seasons of your life, celebration in the sunlight, consolation in the night.
Your roots will grow deep. You'll anchor yourself in courage and hope.
You'll savor and cherish the true works of your hands. Your passion for life will not wither or fade.
They'll treasure the lessons you leave behind, remember what you taught in word and deed, and those who come after you will honor your path. And we're going to continue with Ahavat Olam.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם...
Well, we actually know the words to that. Uvahem nege yomam valayla, ve'avatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. And that brings us to the Shema, page 32 and following. Please rise for the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha. Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. And we're going to continue with the reading, which is on page 41. The text is on the screen. Let's read together. Eternal, watch over my small domain of light and shadow, those few people who share my love, and all others upon this earth that sometimes shakes with thunder and reverberates with lightning. Help us to live with fear and conquer rage. Heal the hate that makes us kill and covers the ground with this Red Sea that only you can part. So may we all walk through the wilderness to your realm of peace, where all men and women are one, and sing your blessed name. And we are going to sing Mi Chamocha with music, which you'll find the text for Mi Chamocha on page 40.
מי כמוך,
close, are we?
What is that melody?
What is that melody?
Melody, yeah.
That's that melody.
No, but I've been racking my brain around that since last week. It sounds Hawaiian.
Indian love song?
Oh, is that what that is?
No, 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 no.
Hawaiian?
It's the same but different.
Yeah. When you see the credits, the attributions, the composer will be listed.
Okay, good, thank you.
That's the best I can do. Yeah. It is a very pretty melody. It just kind of sits there and.
It's been rolling around my head.
Yes, right. Okay.
Nothing else.
I couldn't help myself.
Yes. Okay, then. We're going to continue on page 43 at the bottom, and there's the text that you see on the screen. Only in you my soul finds quiet. My rescue comes from you. Yeah, you, my rock, still point of the turning world. I hold fast and will not fall. Hashkivenu.
Taking a Shabbat break.
Page 46, let's read together. Let all Israel keep Shabbat and celebrate Shabbat for all generations as an everlasting covenant. It is a sign forever, a bond between me and Israel, that in 6 days the Eternal One made the heavens and the earth, but on the seventh day God stopped and breathed a new soul into the world, Vishamru. You might know this. recognize that melody? You've heard it before. Yeah, you have heard it before. Do you remember the version of Vishamru that features a little old lady sitting at a computer console? Well, first it's a typewriter, and then, yes? Well, every once in a while, that video interrupts, and there's a fellow standing at a microphone singing, and this is the melody he sings, against what happens while she's doing all of her stuff, which is a much more upbeat version of the text. But you've heard this before, yeah, and it's a Shlomo Carlebach melody. Anyway, that's going to bring us now to the Amidah, the central prayer of our service, which begins on page 48. The texts will be on the screen. Please rise. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chazdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah, Rav Loshia, Morid hatal. Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishene afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, melech meimit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata l'hachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha sela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
עושה שלום ברמה, הוא יעשה שלום, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, יעשה שלום עלינו, עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל Amen.
very beautiful, yes? Mhm. Well, at this point in the service, we turn to the opportunity to offer prayers for the sick. And so we're going to begin that section of the service with music. And then I will read the names of congregants that we're praying for, and then I will give you an opportunity to offer personal prayers. So let's begin with the music. So much better with them with the voices.
Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing.
And let us say, as those in need of healing, with wash may
A renewal of body, a renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
By the way, those are rabbis and cantors from the greater Los Angeles area. This Shabbat, the congregation is offering prayers for the following members: Beverly Adler, Robert Berg, Elaine Bialer, Barry Brown, Andrea Chasen, Freda Cohen, Marion Fink, Joan Frankel Ford, Batsheva Sarah Gamaran, Nancy Goodstein, Marcia Katz, Verdna Kelly, Dorothy Kemp, Joan Kramer, Marlis Markovitz, Bonnie Meyer, Amy Mogill, Steve Morris, Paula Newberger, Fanny Reese, Bud Rosenberg, Jacqueline Schindler, Mark Schoenholtz, Brenda Shapiro, Roz Shapiro, Simone Shaw, Francis Sheff, Joe Sheff, Norman Toth, Ruth Turchin, Eugene Udowin, Leslie Zwain, Amit Ben Shirley, Ariel Bat Rivka, Ariella Bat Shoshana, Chana Pesa Bat Golda, Chaya Esther Bat Chana, Devorah Bat Ruth, Esther Bedana Bat Shena Malka, Henya Rachel Bat Sarah, Heshleib Ben Devorah, Yosef Shmuel Ben Bertha, Manya Bat Fredel, Masha Bat Esther, Menachem Ben Frima, Mindela Bat Frima, Mordechai Ben Sarah, Moshe Hersh Ben Rivka, Pesach Lev Ben Sarah, Sarah Mindel Bat Chanalea, Shirley Bat Sarah, Shulamit Bat Zilla, Cyril Reza Bat Esther, Velvel Ben Hindabela, and Yonatan Ben Chassia. Now I'm going to ask you to think about the people for whom you would like to offer prayers. Take this opportunity to enunciate their names silently. Think about the people for whose health and well-being you are praying, whether they are close family or even distant friends, but you're aware of their need for prayers for health. So take this opportunity to do that. And let's take this opportunity to offer prayers for the people of the Ukraine. Let's offer prayers for people anywhere in the world suffering from the coronavirus. And we'll offer prayers while we're at it for their caregivers. We need to offer prayers for people anywhere in the world who are the victims of violence or currently dealing with the victims of violence. And we should keep in our prayers on this Shabbat people in various places in this country and in the world who are suffering the effects of climate change. We should also use this opportunity to offer prayers for our country, for the healing of our country. And certainly we need to offer prayers for the healing of our planet. And let's go back to the music. What happened? Okay, let's do it together. Let us say, Amen. Well, we're not from Greater Los Angeles, but we can, Greater Sun City Center, yes, all the way up to Riverview. Yes. Well, this part of the service is identified on the menu, the script for the evening, as drash, which means something like a sermonette, a something of that order. And it is a mistake to expect that from a rabbi at this season of the year. Because I speak now for the entire rabbinate, we are up to our eyeballs in High Holy Day sermons. And if I had a thought I wanted to share with you, I would be frightened because if I have any thoughts at all, they need to go into those sermons. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to give you the opportunity to ask questions. We're going to play Ask the Rabbi. And, oh, look, a hand is up. So let me just say what the procedure will be. No, we don't need a microphone. We'll do it this way. When you have a question and it's your turn, I'm going to ask you to say it out loud, and then I will repeat the question for the folks at home. And if I don't begin, if I start answering before I repeat the question, the people in the front row will stop me. They will anyway, so I might as well acknowledge it. Okay, so Lynn, you have a question. You could hardly wait.
Every once in a while, I run into, and I'm sure a lot of other people here do, run into Christians who start preaching at us.
Ah,
And how do you react to that? What do you say to that? Someone that I meet very occasionally in the gym this week gave me a sand dollar. She wanted to give me a gift, gave me a sand dollar, which there was a whole Christian prayer on it. I mean, what do you say thank you for the gift? I don't, what do you?
okay, so Lynn's question is how to deal with people, Christians, who will accost you with an effort to convert you, is what it really is, right? And it's an interesting question. There are a variety of responses that are appropriate. The easiest one, which won't make you feel very good, but the easiest one is to say, thank you very much. And that's all. That's the easiest one. But it isn't necessarily what you feel like doing. So the last thing you want to do is get into a debate with somebody like this, okay? I'll tell you some of the things that I know people have done, and I will start with one that I did. This was a little different. It was, I was a rabbinical student in Cincinnati at the time, and somebody knocked on my door, and I opened the door. I had a mezuzah on the door, and I opened the door, and there are these two earnest young men who want to talk to me about the Bible. And I said, oh, sure, hang on a minute. And I went into the apartment, and I brought out a chumash. And I said, okay, what would you like to talk about? I'm ready. They didn't want to talk for very long. So that's also an approach. But it's risky. That one is very risky, I will say that. The critical thing to understand, and this is difficult for us as Jews, the critical thing to understand is that by and large, the motivation for this is extraordinarily kind and generous. They think they are doing us an enormous favor, because if we don't see the light, we are going to be doomed to hellfire and brimstone and all of that stuff. And so it is an obligation on Christians, really a religious obligation. If we were speaking about religious obligations in a Jewish context, we'd call it a mitzvah, a commandment. Okay? It is part of their obligation to spread the good news. Now, this happens to be news which isn't new to us, so news is the wrong term. And from our perspective, it's not good. But we are mistaken if we get involved in a debate about it. Because we are coming from two entirely different frames of reference, and the points where they intersect are not places where there's going to be any give on either side. So it's meaningless to try it. So I think the best thing to do is to thank somebody for thinking of you, and you take whatever it is they've given you and you dispose of it as you wish, but privately, and you don't make a public thing about doing that. And that's, that's it. I want you to know that I get letters addressed to me personally here, from somebody in the community, every once in a while, a whole series of pages, handwritten pages. You get that too? Yeah, okay. Well, this is a tremendous amount of work that these people are doing, and they believe sincerely that they are doing it in your best interests. So the best thing you can do is to say, thank you for thinking of me, and that's it. Joanne, go ahead.
I think also is that Christians don't know, understand, or have been taught about what Jews and Judaism is and are.
Okay, so...
There's a lack of understanding and knowledge of Judaism in general.
Okay, so Joanne is saying that she thinks that Christians don't really understand much about Judaism, period. And I think that's generally speaking true. But I think it's important for us to understand that while Judaism currently is not a religion that proselytizes, it was such a religion in the Roman period. And in fact, Constantine outlawed it. But if there were Christians knocking on doors in those days, there were Jews as well. And it was forbidden. I'm sorry?
What does proselytize mean?
Making converts. Proselytizing, making converts. Yes, sorry about that. So we don't do it anymore, not because we don't think we have something to offer people, and not because we don't believe sincerely in our teachings and so forth, but because going back to Constantine, it was forbidden. So Christians know very little about Judaism unless they make a concerted effort to learn about it. The same is largely true about Jews and Christianity. It's largely true. A lot of Jews don't know much about Christianity, but we know, even if we don't know much, we live in a world where we're surrounded by it at certain times of the year, and there are some parts of Christianity that we cannot avoid encountering. But knowing much more than the superficial stuff, Jews don't know that much either. And we need to be conscious of the fact that we really don't know much. Okay, go ahead, Sophie.
Yeah, I'm going back many years ago. I worked for a large company that were really run by Baptists, very, very religious Baptists, and they felt that we, I don't know if this is true or not, they said we, because we were Jewish, were the only ones that had the fortune to be able to convert to baptism. And that, this is what I was told, and that it would be wonderful because we could convert, and it was a real honor for us. And I did not have the fortitude to say thank you, because that's not how I felt. But I said, but what you don't understand, and I'll never forget, because I worked with these people, I said, but what you don't understand is I don't want to convert to. I'm very happy being Jewish. And I don't want to. He said, oh, but you're honored because you can. I said, at that point, I said, well, thank you, but I don't want to.
Right.
It was like that was the belief that we would be one of the few people who could.
I have to say, that got very loud, didn't it? I have to say that I've never heard that particular approach. Sophie is saying that she worked at some time in the past for some people who were Baptists, and they believed that Jews were eligible for the particular honor of baptism. I have never encountered that, but you can't get very far with that. No, and they really think they are doing you a favor, and if you don't believe that, really the smartest thing is not to engage. Not to engage.
Thank them for holding you in such high esteem.
John, I actually think that begets further conversation, and the goal is to cut it off. So all you do is say, thank you very much. And you can say, thank you for thinking of me, but don't don't offer anything else that they can latch onto and try to engage you further in. Really a bad way of getting out of it, anyway. Okay, so Barbara has her hand up, and then Marion. So Barbara, go ahead.
This Wednesday at the St. Andrew's Presbyterian, I was asked if Jews believe that Jesus was a prophet.
Yes. Is there a question in there?
Yeah, is that what we believe?
No. Barbara's question is, do Jews believe that Jesus is a prophet? And this was asked of her by somebody at the community lunch program that Barbara volunteers with. No, we don't believe that Jesus was a prophet. We tend to think of Jesus as a Jew in some respects ahead of his time. It is important for us to be aware that the things that Jesus taught were in some respects very much what other Jewish teachers were teaching at the same time, and that other things were a little bit off that path, but not inconsistent with some of the things that were being taught by others. And so at most, what we as Jews can say about Jesus is that he was a teacher. He taught within the context of Judaism. And it's important, if you get the opportunity, to remind the people who question you about this, that Jesus was a Jew who preached his message to Jews. So he was teaching things that were very much within the broad framework of what was operative at that time. What most of us don't keep in mind, and many Christians don't think about this, but the period of time we're talking about, which is the first several decades of the first century, CE, there was a hotbed of religious sects and different opinions and rivalries and disagreements. It was a very intensely argumentative period in Jewish life, and Jesus was part of that. So he was, and you know, don't tell your Christian friends this, but there is, outside of the Christian scriptures, there is no reference to or record of Jesus as a teacher or anything else. The Romans don't mention him. Josephus, in authentic manuscripts of Josephus, he didn't mention Jesus, and he was writing about that period of time. So we have no independent source for what he said and did. And so all we can say is that the things he was teaching were within the general framework of what other Jews were also teaching. And I have heard people say that Jesus was the first Reformed Jew. I wouldn't say that out loud either. Okay, Marion, you had your hand up?
I did. All of this reminds me of an incident that my daughter had. My daughter has a very, very dear, close friend who is Christian. And now that she moved over to the East Coast, she lives closer to this friend. And when it was Christmas time, the friend invited her to help decorate the Christmas tree, which my daughter very gladly and was honored to do.
Yep.
And she helped her, and in fact, we came over, we happened to be there then, and it was a very lovely experience. But the next day, the friend's mother happened to be there, and she said to Sue, thank you for helping with the Christmas tree. Do you feel more Christian now? Does it make you feel more Christian? And I don't know what Sue said, but I'm sure she said something very, very appeasing, because, you know, that statement makes me think that, like everybody else, Christians want to be validated. They want to be, does it make you feel We want you to like who we are, and if decorating the tree makes you feel more Christian, then you feel good, we feel good.
Well, so Marion is talking about an experience her daughter had where she helped some friends decorate their Christmas tree, and the next day somebody asked if she felt more Christian. And the answer has to be, not really, no. No. I think I think it's very hard to explain to Christians who are sincere and caring about your soul that it just doesn't matter. I was asked a question, I was just thinking about this today. I was asked a question a few years ago when I was teaching a class. Some of you may have been in the room at the time. This was at the building on Pebble Beach and La Jolla when it was a church. And I was teaching a class on Judaism and Christianity. And at the end of the first session, a woman got up and asked, what do Jews believe about who was the father of Jesus? And I thought about that for a moment, and I prefaced my answer by saying, I don't mean to be flip about this, but Jews don't think about this. This is not a subject that Jews worry about. Because it's sort of like saying, are you worrying about the price of I don't know, tea in China right now? I'm not in China, I don't, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's not my party. Marlene, go ahead.
It's not a question, but somebody, I was in one of those classes, and somebody asked you about Mary.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about Mary?
Uh-huh.
And you said the same thing. We just don't.
It's not our problem.
I'll never forget that, because I didn't know what you were going to say.
Well, so Marlene is reminding me that somebody else in another one of those classes asked what I think about Mary, and I answered pretty much what I said about the father of Jesus. But Marlene points out that she was worried because you never know what I'm going to say. Mary who? Yeah, right. Yes. Oh, that Mary, no, yes. Go ahead, John, you get the last one.
It was something similar that I just heard, but it was when I was young and growing up, we used to had a Catholic family who would come over to our house, and we'd have a Hanukkah box, and we would put all the presents in there and light the candles, and there'd be some for them, and we'd exchange gifts. And then on Christmas Day, we would go over to their house, and they would always save a little bit of tinsel for us little kids to throw on the tree.
Uh-huh.
And I was relating this story to a friend of mine who I had said to him, he was celebrating Christmas, he was doing something very Christmassy, so I said to him, Merry Christmas. And he quickly stood up and says, I thought you're not allowed to say that, are you? And I said to him, you go to a wedding and you throw rice. It's not your wedding, but you're throwing rice because you're helping the people celebrate their holiday.
Yeah.
You go to a birthday and you say, happy birthday. It's not your birthday. You're helping them enjoy their day. It doesn't mean that I'm suddenly going to convert to Christianity because I wish somebody else happiness on their holiday.
Right.
And he goes, oh, okay, I understand that now.
Yeah. So John is talking about an experience when somebody asked him about saying Merry Christmas. Can Jews say Merry Christmas? And the answer is yes. And along with that, the notion that you're helping other people celebrate their holiday, I used to say to the kids in my previous congregation, many of whom had Christian relatives. Their one parent may have been Christian, the one set of grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins, all Christian. And so there was a lot of tension around, can we decorate the tree? Can we go for dinner to the family? Can we give presents, receive presents? What do we do? And I said exactly what you're talking about, John. I said, it's their holiday, and you are certainly welcome to help them celebrate. It doesn't do anything to the fact that you're a Jew. You're still a Jew. You help them celebrate, and that's okay. And by the way, you should invite them to celebrate your holiday with you. It won't make them Jewish, but it's a wonderful way to teach people about different religions.
I always did that with the Seder.
Yes, and there's a specific tradition of inviting people, guests to the Seder who don't practice Judaism. So yes, we should do that, and we should do it as often as we can, so as to be inclusive. And it's not going to change who you are on the inside to put some tinsel on a tree. But don't put the tinsel on the menorah. That's a very bad thing. Terrible things happen when you do that.
Linda says, especially if the candles are lit.
Yes, well, thank you for that, Linda, yes. Well, this has been interesting. I have to say that if I had guessed what the topics were that we'd talk about tonight, this wouldn't have been one of them. No, not at all. But okay, well, there you are. So we're done with that then, and we're going to continue with the Aleinu, if I can find it. Oh, come on. Look at that. There it is. It's going to be on the screen. It's also on page 78 in the prayer book. Please rise for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. And so, Adonai our God, please read with me. And so, Adonai our God, we look to you, hoping soon to behold the splendor of your power revealed, a world free of idolatry and false gods, a world growing more perfect through divine governance, a world in which all human beings will make known your name, while those who do evil turn instead toward you. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We're going to continue with a reading on page 83 in the book. Look, the trees are turning their own bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds, and every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this, the fires and the black river of loss whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes to let it go, to let it go. This Shabbat, the congregation, as we prepare to say Kaddish, is remembering Michael Geyer, father of Margot Ackerman, Jean Sarapin, mother of Sharon Berman, Dr. Joel Allen Dane, brother of Martin Dane, Louis Goldstein, father of Jeffrey Goldstein, Faye Greenfield, mother of Larry Greenfield, Joanne Kirsten, sister-in-law of Judith P. Kramer, Ray Lafer, mother-in-law of Rochelle Lafer, Israel Gringros, father of Joan Leshen, Nathan Levine, father of Fred Levine, William Milstein, father-in-law of Barbara Milstein, Lillian Ross, mother of Barry Ross, Wilhelmina Levine, family of Sandy Goldstein, Frank Tabin, father of Stephen Tabin, David Weissman, husband of Cookie Weissman, Isidore Weiss, father of Harvey Weiss, Debbie Zion, niece of Don Zion, Sam McGill, J. Lawrence Friedman, Roanne Rubenthal, Alexander S. Ringel, Samantha Rose Rotman, Nettie Harbiter, Ruth Singer, and Charlotte Malkin. We are counting Shloshim as well for congregant Ann Spivak and for Dorothy Morris, who is the mother of congregant Steve Morris. Kaddish will be on the screen in front of you, and it's on page 86 in the book. Please rise for Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma diverach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayei chon u'v'yomei chon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dekucho b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Huyase shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Please be seated. Donna has some announcements for us. Everybody's favorite moment. And Donna, I of course am here for you as your gabbai.
Thank you very much.
Yes, exactly.
All righty. Okay, thank you, Rabbi Carla and Adi Underlach for lighting Shabbat candles, and to our extraordinary tech team led by Alpha Tech, Nina Malinak.
Alpha Tech? That's
Alpha
good.
Tech.
I like that.
Yes,
I like that.
this is from Linda's speech. Linda's
Al-
presentation.
Yes,
Yes, she
Alpha
was talking
Tech.
about the Alpha Wolf, and as she was discussing it, I was thinking, that's Nina. Okay. Are there any simchas? I know we have a big one back there.
There's a big simcha back
back
there.
there.
Yes, we think so.
Yes.
So when is this anniversary that you folks are celebrating? Today? Whoa! Well, we're going to celebrate it when we go back into the social hall. And whatever you do, keep people away from the cake until everyone gets a chance to look at that. This, no kidding, this is a work of art. Art did it all by himself. No.
Are there any other simchas? Nothing's going on. All righty. Okay. The men's club is still in need of members to help assemble and disassemble our sukkah on Friday, October 7th in the morning. Please contact Stephen Tabin for more information. Sisterhood is also in need of all interior decorators for our sukkah on Sunday, November 9th. See Barbara Grossman or me for more information. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., traditional Shabbat morning services will be held in person only. Bring your own brown bagged lunch and join us for Torah study from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. This is held in person and on Zoom. The Temple Executive Board meeting will be held on Monday from 11 to 12:30 via Zoom. On Tuesday, the Temple Board meeting will be held from 11 to 12 until on Zoom. At 1:30 until 3 o'clock p.m., continuing Hebrew will be held on Zoom. And from 3 to 4:30 p.m., there will be biblical Hebrew grammar on Zoom. Thursday, February 15th is a very important date.
Thursday what?
Thursday, February, did I say February?
You did.
I can't read either. That's nice. Okay.
Who are
Yes,
you exactly?
I don't know.
I don't
know. I don't have, oh, yes, I do. What does it say?
I don't know.
It says Queen Ween. Okay? That's what my students used to call me. Queen Ween.
Ween.
Yes, and a friend of mine had this made from typewriter keys.
I see that,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, so that's the way I know who I am. Okay, let's try this again. Thursday, September 15th is an important date. The Book of Remembrance entries and checks are due. Please remit them using the Temple's post office box at 11:30 to 12:30. I don't know what happened. I don't know when I typed that. Okay. Oh, that's also on Thursday. Okay. All right. Now I understand. Oh, that's bad. That's just bad. Speak to Delise. Delise handles that. Delise is laughing right now. Delise will tell you everything. Yes. Oh, I'm making them laugh in there. All right. At 1:30 to 3 o'clock p.m., Biblical Hebrew Grammar on Zoom will be held on Thursday, February 15th, from 3 o'clock to 4:30. Yes.
September.
Did I say February? Oh, my God.
You know,
I'm so embarrassed.
I wouldn't be that unhappy if we were past the high
Tell
holy
me,
day. Yeah.
not only high holy days, but the weather.
Well,
February is better weather than this. Okay, from 3 o'clock to 4:30 p.m., Bible study, yes. Yeah, preparing for the high holy days will be discussed on Zoom. That'll definitely be in September. Yes, on Friday night, we'll be back here for Shabbat services in person and live streamed. Now I have addendums. Beth Israel Congregation will be recognizing new members during our regularly scheduled Shabbat service on Friday, September 16th. An oneg will follow, which will be sponsored by the Board of Directors to honor our new members. We hope all new members will be able to attend. And my last announcement, our Yom Kippur Tzedakah Drive is happening now. Please donate to Our Lady of Guadalupe Food Drive. Send checks to Barbara Nova, payable to Our Lady of Guadalupe. That's Barbara Nova in the back wearing stripes. And she will explain to you why we should donate money as opposed to donating food.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you done then?
I'm done. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't even read, but that's embarrassing.
Well, it'll get worse.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's about to.
Okay.
Yes. I have an announcement. I have been asked to make this announcement, and once I do, you will understand why I have been asked. Put Thursday, December 1st at 7 p.m. on your calendar. This is when the Tampa Jewish Community Center and Federation Women's Philanthropy presents the annual Bobby Carpe Women of Distinction program. The awards ceremony honors women who exemplify leadership and commitment to their organization and the community. Join us that evening at Congregation Rodef Shalom in Tampa, honoring Beth Israel's 2022 Woman of Distinction, Donna Wiener, who cannot... You are humbled.
I am humbled, and I stand on very broad shoulders of those who received awards before me.
Well, that is true.
Yes.
Yes, that is. And after this, you will be very distinct.
I'm distinct already.
I'm not going to touch that. We're going to conclude the service with a very special rendition of Hallelujah. Hallelujah. No, 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 no. Let's not do that. That's. No, no, no. Down, down. Down. Hey, 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 ladies. Let's just do the music. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, bekocho, hallelujah, birkiauzo, hallelujah, vigevurota, hallelujah, kirov gudlo, hallelujah, beteka shofar, hallelujah, benevel vechilo, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, betof umachol, hallelujah, beminim veugav, hallelujah, betzilzelei shama. Hallelujah, betzilzelei shama, hallelujah, betzilzelei trua, kol הנשמה תהלל, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, el bekocho, hallelujah, birkiauzo, hallelujah, vigevurota, hallelujah, kerov gudlo, hallelujah, beteka shofar, hallelujah, benevel vechino.
Hallelujah. I'm happy to see all of you here tonight, and we're going to celebrate a little simcha when we get in there in just a moment. I want to remind you to take your Elul prayer books to the back as you are leaving and put them on the table. Join us in the social hall for Oneg Shabbat, and those of you who are at home, please have a little Oneg Shabbat of your very own tonight. Shabbat Shalom.